Okay, this is program 4 from the World Aerobatic Championships this year. I've chosen to fly program D, and I've now found myself a new box to train in, so I'll be flying this sequence finally in a decent practice area. Here's the dive into the box, lined up just inside that tree line is centre box. Figure 1 is the Spanish figure, probably one of the most challenging figures you'll get. 61k, fast roll rate at the start, happy with the clean roll stops. The double roll at the top is looking pretty good. I'm throttling back to try and keep the speed back, checking the vertical, and then the full outside snap. When you're working with a box, you can actually see where you are. It's really important. Got no hope of flying these routines unless you're in a practice area that you're familiar with. Straight into the push-up, pushing really well. Quick with a 3 of 4 because you don't have a whole heap of smash after the push-up to the vertical, so you need to boogie. Now I'm right up the upwind end of the box here, lined up with the tree line, 2 of 2, cross box, and here's what happens when you have a cross box depth charge and you start in the middle of the box. I end up jammed up against the right hand edge of the box. It's a bit slow with that quarter roll, should have been earlier in the line, but I'd forgotten about it and I had to read it off the card. Now here's a good opportunity. I've got a connecting figure here, flying upside down. I want to get right up to the upwind end of the box, and I've just got the half loop pull down. I'm going to cheat and pull across and get myself back into the box. At least get a fair way back in. You won't lose a whole heap of points because it's a very low K figure. I'm in a better position in the box. I've gained about 250 metres with that. Good full roll on the up for the next figure for that Humpty depth charge. Now this depth charge will get me back into the box because I'm going to 3/4 snap back into the box and go cross box, and that positions me nicely to pull back. And I don't pull as hard here, and just drive that depth charge so I'm back in line with centre box where the edge of that tree line is. 2 of 4, and I'm back centre box now, capping off to inverted. Every time I'm inverted I get a good opportunity to see where I am in the box. And that's the thing with flying unknowns. You just got to, it's not a matter of mechanically flying figure after figure. You have to position yourself constantly. Probably drove that one upwind a little too far, and now I'm at just about a 50 to 100 metres past the upwind end of the box. 3/4 roll, ever so slightly over, but it's unlikely the judges would see that. Again, all of these figures that have me upside down in the box are a massive advantage because you've got time. As Coco would say, you have time to drive yourself back downwind, position yourself for the next figure. This is probably the best connecting figure you can ever put into an unknown sequence. It gives you an opportunity to, plenty of time to relax, fly the aircraft around the box and reposition yourself perfectly, put yourself where you want to be for your next figure. You can butcher it a bit and hold a bit of aileron and in the pull throughs to position yourself perfectly for the next figure, which is another doozy. This is a really interesting figure. The 8 of 8 at the top of the outside loop is quite a challenge to not wobble the points and keep the loop rounding as you go around. I'm still probably a tad early there. Should have been rounding it a little more, and I'm finished a little early. And now I'm having to rush because the fucking thing accelerates really quickly on the downline. And I pulled out at 500 feet, very conscious. So I should have got off the power a little earlier in the looping section. 4 of 4, super nice, super clean. Probably 150 metres short of the upwind end of the box, which is where I want to be. Snapping left, not my preferred way, but always good to practice it. A little bit of a wobble, yawing action on the exit, which I wouldn't get if I was snapping it to the right. pulling up for the next figure. And now this is an interesting one, the 1 1/4. I overcooked this by a good 20 degrees. Fix it on the pull round of the Humpty and realign myself with box, which is what you got to do when you make a mistake. And that's quite a benign figure, and it traps people. People regularly muck up the 1 1/4 as I did there, because it's not a usual roll that you do. Full outside snap on the up, nice and clean, super happy. 4 of 4 at the top of the loop. Got to get into it quick, keep the loop relatively small, keep it looping around. Nicely positioned in the box. Good hesitations, plenty of time for the judges to see it. Now this is another connecting figure, stall turn. Now I'm again another 100 metres past the upwind end of the box. This is kind of a nothing figure. You're better off with a Humpty connector here and repositioning yourself in the box. You can go an extra 150 metres with a quarter Humpty, but I'm just flying program D as it was drawn. I have plenty of time for this figure. Always struggle with the half flick on the 45 up, the wobble exit. It's something I need to work on. You don't want too much smash out of the stall turn to go into figure 12, because otherwise you end up with this massive long line before the half snap. So these are considerations that you need to have. Again, now I'm jammed up against the right hand side of the box. It's actually probably the right position. And here, because I haven't walked through the routine, I've left out this quarter connector and I've gone straight in figure 14. 2 of 2, slightly underrolled the second half of the roll, but I've left it in that position, never correct it, because the judges will see that. Pushing it around, I'm now doing this in the wrong direction, but it's again a little bit of a slight wobble on the half snap and the pull out for the finish. But super happy with how I'm flying the figures, and in terms of positioning, great. And now figure one more time, full screen, because it's such an awesome figure, although I'm pretty sure Castle Fantober doesn't think so.
Everybody was